You're asking, okay, my page is done, what do I do? Okay? If you pay attention to this process, you're going to get a good grasp of what it needs to look like. I also set up a YouTube video recording the process, the steps. But say you have a page that is done. If you're working on a single page, that's going to be page number 1. If you're working on a spread, that is page 2 and 3. And this is InDesign. Once you have, I just made some random page, you're going to be naming this a certain whatever page it is. Soccer, volleyball, who made it, page, maybe by page number. But the first thing you need to do here is that you need to package this file so that next time when somebody is going to use it and you already left, we can actually make these changes without needing you to be around. And the way you do that is you go to File, Package, and once the dialog box pops up, you click on Package and Continue, and you're going to choose a location to package this into. I'm going to put it in this folder called Packaging. You can put it anywhere, and chances are most of you guys will have to put it on your desktop because your S drive is all full. Okay? Brittany, you need to listen to this as well.
I'm looking right at the thing.
Alright, monitor's off.
Mine is.
Hunter.
Mine won't turn back on.
Okay, then leave it on. What you're going to notice here on the file name is that it's not file name, it actually says folder name. Because when you package something, you're going to create multiple folders and files. The default are the first 3 checkboxes are checked, and that's good, leave it like that. And then you click on Package. You're going to see a dialog box, and that is done, it disappeared, then now it is packaged. You can verify that that has been done by going to the packaging location, and you're going to see that there's a folder called Packaged with the file name that you had on InDesign before, Untitled 1 folder. If you go in there, you're going to see your InDesign file. It just so happens that I made a bad example because there are no pictures in here. But if there were pictures in here, you will see subfolders, subfolder called links, and inside of the subfolder there will be all the files that you're using for this specific page. After you're done packaging, you also need to it's now time to upload this page to Online Design. So you go to File, Export, and you're gonna choose. You're gonna have to make sure that you're in JPEG. You're gonna choose a file name. By default, it tries to take whatever file name you had before. I already did it once, so mine's already there. And you click on Save. In my case, it's going to say that it's going to overwrite something, and I'll say yes. In here, you have to be very careful as to what you're exporting. If you're working on one single page, that will be page number 1. But if you're working on a spread, that will be pages 2 and 3. You don't want to check all because that's going to give you empty pages. You also need to make sure that this checkbox for spreads is checked. You also have to make sure that the quality of the picture that you're generating is a maximum and that the resolution is 300. Once that's done, and you also have to make sure that the color space is RGB. These are all default values usually. The resolution or the quality may not be maximum or 300 by default, but color space is usually RGB to begin with. And then you click on Export, and that generates the JPEG file. This file here. And you're going to notice that this is a JPEG image. This is the file that you're going to upload to Online Design. I'm going to copy my path here, and I'm going to go to Online Design. Remember, you go to Walsworth Yearbooks, you click on the login, you end up on this screen, you put your first name, period, last name, whatever password you set up, you click on login, and you get into this, you click on Online Design, and finally you get to this screen here. Once you get to this screen, the first thing is to go to Upload Images on the lower right. You're going to click on that. A warning dialog box is going to pop up. You can just click OK and move on. And you get this upload images dialog box. You're going to click on browse, and you're going to find the picture where it was. So click on, I just copy and pasted the location. Instead of drilling down through here, I just copy and paste it here, and it takes me straight there. I select the image, and I click on open. Once you do that, the image shows up here, and you click on upload, and this little bar pops up. It pops down when it's done, and it disappears. There's nothing else to do here other than closing it. And then it's time to actually go and put this on your page. You're going to click on and find a spread that you are working on, and you click on the little edit button. You click on edit. It gives you a little preview if you had something in there to begin with. Once you click on edit spread, it should open, Online Design is going to open that spread. And then we're going to actually put the image that we exported into JPEG from our page, and they upload it to Online Design to this place here. Alright, so I happen to have something else, and let's pretend that this was a page that it turns out that there was a mistake. It's not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look, the box is supposed to look like a rectangle, and there's supposed to be another green rectangle over here. But for some reason I didn't do that this first time around. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to go to this image corner, click on that, and I'll go find the image that I uploaded. It just so happens that I have two of them because I uploaded one to begin with at the beginning of class. I'll click and drag this page that I just made in InDesign, and I'll drop it, and I'll click this for it to go away. Now what you have here in Online Design is the JPEG photograph of your page that you made it in Design. You're going to notice that the corners, I'm going to go to the zoom tool here, click and drag, draw marquee. I'm going to get a little closer. I guess I can't anymore. Well, system's very slow today. You're going to notice that this is actually a picture, okay? And I want to match the corners to the corner. When I match the corner to the corner, something like this, I know for sure that the whole page now, my JPEG file export does not exceed the boundaries of the page. But you also see this blue part here, and this is your bleed area. And now we're going to actually do something very important, which is bleeding our page. Oops. I need to get really close for bleeding. Go back to my pointer, my move tool, and I click on the object, and it gives me handles. I want to bleed for the top bleed margin. Mouse over, click, and drag. At this point, it may not look like it, but I'm actually making the image a little bigger. I am not distorting the image even though I am dragging it by the corner. Okay? Automatically, when you see this tool here show up, that's a resize tool, kind of a resize handle. You don't have to hold Control or Shift in Online Design to keep the proportions. You notice that now I actually bled over the margin on lengthwise, widthwise, but not height-wise. I am going by height. Okay? So don't worry about bleeding extra out beyond the bleed margin on the width because I'm going by height. I'm going now to the opposite corner of the page, all the way to the bottom. And now, again, click and drag and bleed this part. And again, I'm going for height. So I passed it over. I want to go back a little bit. And when I'm happy, I'll let go. And you notice that this end is also bled now. You're going to notice now that my picture is bigger. And it has fulfilled all it fits now all up to the blue height bleed margin. Once that is done, you click on File, and you click on Request a Proof. When you request a proof, it's going to give you a warning saying, hey, if you request proof, it's going to save and close the spread. It's also going to create a PDF, And it also is going to be locked so that you won't be able to make changes to this until this spread is unlocked again. So click on OK. What happens after this, it goes away from your hand into ours, the Yearbook 2 students or the editor, the advisor. You get a little, say your proof has been requested. You will receive a to-do when the proof is ready to view. But at this point, you don't have to do anything with that page anymore. You just have to wait for feedback. Click on OK and go on with life. What's happening now is that Yearbook 2 students are going to be opening the PDF that was created, and we're going to print it out. They are going to go look at your page and make corrections or critique or whatever. They're going to, for sure, be looking at all the spellings of the names of individuals and making sure they're correctly identified. They're going to be looking over your captions all the time. So say we find a problem. If we find a problem, it's going to be posted on that board. It's going to be scribbled all over, whatever, telling you what's wrong. So what you need to do if you have requested proof for a page is you walk in this class and you look at the board and you see if your page is over there. If it's over there, chances are there's bad news, right? There's something that I need to fix. If you don't see it there, it means it's good and you don't have to worry about it anymore. If there are corrections to be made, where are you going to make those corrections? Are you going to have to go back to InDesign? Yeah, because you can't edit a JPEG, right? Go back to InDesign, go to that packaged file that you have, open that file, make the corrections, and then re-export the JPEG. But now you're going to have two JPEGs. You have one that's already there, that was wrong, there were corrections, and the second one that you're going to export over, I would recommend you to overwrite that JPEG that you had before. So you don't have multiple copies. And then you repeat the process again. You're going to upload it to Online Design. You're going to go open the page, and you're going to find out that the page now is unlocked. When they looked over stuff, they're going to unlock your spread, saying, hey, they need to correct something. They will unlock it for you. If you don't need to correct anything, they're going to move your page further into the submission process to Walsworth. Okay? The idea here, you see that little pie chart? Blue says not started. It means that these spreads have not been even opened yet in Online Design. And that's the majority of ours. About 3/4 of our book. Yellow ones are ones that have been edited. 22 spreads have been at least opened and saved before. The red ones, the gray ones are the ones that are being currently worked on. Somebody has it open somewhere. Okay, we don't have any at this point. The red ones is a sliver. There are 2 spreads that are ready for proofing, which means that Yearbook 2 kids are going to be opening those spreads, looking over those things, and making note of what needs to be changed or not. Okay? The idea here is that you will see most of that pie at least in red or green. That's the goal. Okay? We are nowhere near that. So it's time for you guys to be, I know some of you guys are waiting for materials. Okay? But again, I remind you that if you already have a vision of what you're shooting for, when the pictures come, you will know what you're looking for. Okay? If you are